Way down south in Dixie, in the French Quarter of New Orleans, the currency was the Dix, the 10-franc banknote. In Love Token Alley, a Dix got you in. Marlowe was shooting the breeze with Blinky Palermo, chuckling over a smitten witticism. In the future, continuity is only for the incontinent. The ballet bonga crowded the bar, and there were bubbles aplenty. Tried the oysters, Marlowe? Don't think so. He was there for the music and the bubbles. Bubbles in his dream. Bubbles are nice. Brad Pitt in his dream was nice too. Doing woodwork, sanding a table. A craftsman, like wood was his real job. Then Brad's friends came, over land with picnic baskets, and a woman on a horse. They climbed fences, these friends of Brad. Soon, Marlowe wasn't the star in his own dream. It was all Brad. A woman asks with an imperious tone, "Where's the loo?" Marlowe doesn't want Brad's dream. He wants something to believe in, like poetry. And forever on the Trans-Siberian Railroad. "Say, Blaze, are we really a long way from Montmartre?" Marlowe peers into a deep pool at a reflection of a man with chalk, scratching a story. The glory of the great ones and the holiness of the cats back at the Love Shack, dancing an ecstatic dance with a powerful passion. Such is the euphoric play of light in the temple of love, the enveloping scent of lilac. And you might hear an aria by Puccini, La Bohème. This old coat will fetch only pennies. The pockets once full of poems and philosophy. Our myth is our myth. Our myth protects us, softens the edges, fills in the color. The luxury of poetry, exquisite blinds for the blind spot. No one said the blind spot had to be a dive. Everyone felt the shaking and shifting. Everyone felt the bump. Bells toll in the night for first light as the ballet bonga readies for flight. Tohu wa bohu, earth without form. A mighty wind and the seas part. Tohu wa bohu, all is darkness. Then the big bang bang. Ting ting ting, ding ding ding. Little bells whirl with all of their might. 5 dancers in a circle, 5 circles in a dance. The future is not yet written. The artist cannot turn away. Simulacrum, singular. Simulacra, plural. The representation of the thing. In the future, replication is more real than the thing, deemed more trustworthy. We fear the reality show triumphs over reality, the world inside out, with an unrefundable fee. His country was an idea, not an enterprise. It never occurred to him otherwise. Fool the mind, not the eye. Hide in plain sight, the power of repeat. Marlowe learned things, had slick tricks of his own, darting lizard flicks to pick off low-life insects, and nifty kicks to the crotch good for putting an end to blackmail. A man with a code knows to poke up his neck, and to speak out is asking to get kicked in the teeth. But somebody must do it. Lacuna, an unfilled space or interval, a gap. Your job, Marlowe, fill that gap. Wrote Marlowe in his journal. First person, second person, third person, singular. No matter how you distance yourself, it's coming out of your mouth. Headline: Killer joke explodes. The only thing scarier than an oligarch is a rat-infested corporation bigger than governments. The money wanted something for their money. In fact, the money wanted a lot. The fix was in, but news came by slow boat to Bonga Bonga. The Republique didn't get all the stations. Maybe you saw the ads on a 20 below zero night on cable. Beautiful Bonga Bonga, book now, some shots required. Rainbow, tropical reefs, and you swim with the fishes, but you're in bed, and you don't know the reefs are being decimated by a predator starfish known as the crown of thorns. Corruption, crippling, preservation, policy has consequences. In the recent past in Bonga Bonga, the only money spent was for a single sign that said, "No bushmeat." Luckily, the oligarchs were slow-moving sloths who didn't know Bonga Corp bailed in the night, months back, hush-hush on tippy-toe. Club Bonga was signed over to John D. Rock, Jr., and fortunately the dumbass Bonga brass, so low on the totem pole, or they wouldn't be in the provinces in the first place, were paid in the dark and didn't check the bogus banknotes. When they found out, they manned and womaned up and took the hit with some accounting jujitsu to cover their tracks. A rounding error. Who needed an investigation with so much tax cut money sloshing about like the froth you blow off a cold Balzac ale? They'd laugh about it someday. Ha! Let JDR Jr. be boss. Let that knucklehead run the show. I'd pay to watch that on Netflix. The oligarchs suspected John D. Rock Jr., while not a corporation, also benefited kingly from the tax cut. And while coming off as not quite right, the $10,000 bill pocket square, and the valet who mocked him, and the tap shoes, it was assumed J.D. Rock Jr. had powerful friends pulling the strings. It took a while for the whispers to escape Love Token Alley that Lester Bester was actually pulling the strings. But escape the whispers did.